So this video is going to be about Squid Game, the challenge, a reality TV show competition. Now this is going to be part 2. So I did part 1, which was episodes 1 through 5. And now this is episodes 6 through 9. Okay, so It seems like it's going to be 10 episodes total. But that last episode, episode 10, has not been aired yet. Now, when are they going to air it? I don't know. I looked on Netflix and it didn't say like, okay, coming next week, this is what it's going to be. That's what they had for this week. So you had the first part that came out that was, the 1 through 5. And then it was like, okay, next week you're going to get another set. So I'm not sure when the next one's going to come out. So this is just going to be for 6 through 9. Okay. And yes, this will be, a discussion kind of video. So there will be heavy spoilers. Okay. It's going to be my thoughts and opinions for the episodes that we have today. So if y'all have not seen Squid Game Part 2 and you do not want it to be spoiled, hey, just hit the little save button down below and then you could come back when you are ready. But right now we are going to get into it, y'all, and we'll see if I liked it as much as the first one. Okay, the first one, I think I gave it out of 5, like a 4.8, 4.9 or something like that. It wasn't a 5. Okay, but before we get into it, please do not forget, leave a comment down below, also like and subscribe. And now let's get into it. So like I said, we're going to be doing each episode, okay? Like pretty much like how I did the last one, okay? And we're going to get into episode 6, okay? This is what we're going to start with. And episode 6 is titled Goodbye, okay? So episode 5, they found out they had like a nice little picnic or whatnot, picnic thing going on. It was 222. It was an odd number. And I was like, it's an odd number. I was like, and when you just need a pair, I was like, one person is going to be safe. This is going to be the marbles thing. So obviously it's the marbles thing. And that one person is this guy with this blonde hair, blonde, dry looking, bad cut hair. Okay. He was safe. He didn't have to participate in the marbles challenge because it was an odd number. Okay. And homeboy, the black dude who had an advantage, who later got deleted, as people want to say, eliminated from it, he would have had that seat. But this is what we have. Okay, so now we're into the marbles challenges, and as you guys know, it's essentially we're gonna play a game of marbles. Whoever wins, you're safe. Whoever loses, you getting out of here. Okay, get the boot to the bootay. Okay, so we're seeing like kind of like a recap and how they picked people, whatever. And it kind of starts out how they had it in the show, where you see people outside and then the van comes and picks you up. And then when the van comes and picks you up, they like, pretty much knock you out essentially as we're heading to the little thing. So they did a little bit of that. I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, it's cute. Okay. Let's just keep it real. This is a game show. Okay. So I was like, okay, it's cute, whatever. So now we're gonna get into the real meat and potatoes of this whole thing. Okay, so now we're doing said marbles. Okay, so now we have it where one person has to be eliminated from the pairing. We have some odd pairings in here, some of course that are expected, and some shocking results. Okay, so I actually want to mention the black chick from the episode before, number 229. Okay, she was the one that had the kids, and she was the one that was also with the other chick. They both had like dreads or whatever, those little smaller dreads. Okay, she eliminated 2 dudes. Okay, it was, I don't think his name was Ryan, but it was him and an older dude. Okay, who was a physician. She eliminated them. The other dude had a mullet. And she was like, oh, I want to break up the team. They call them Gambu or whatever. I want to break them up. Yeah, because they're going to be strong together. And now look at you, girl. You're doing this marbles. And, oh, who are you doing it with? One of your best friends. Probably your best friend in there. And, oh, wait. What's happening? And now look at you. Now you're breaking it up. Ain't karma a bee? Okay. That's how I was looking at her, because I did not like that decision that she did. Come on. The older dude and then the fine dude with the little mullet. I was like, okay, I like these two together. I was like, these two are nice there. Boom, boom, boom. And then you're going to go and delete. Okay. And now look at you. Okay. And she ended up getting eliminated because she lost. Okay. But now then we get into like this little part where people are talking about like, well, why do you want to win? Why do you need $4.65 million? And I'm like, I don't know. This part, I was just kind of like, you know, let me move my hair so you can see the eye roll. Okay. I was just kind of like, okay, I mean, come on. People want money. You know, you have people in there who really didn't need it. We got professional NBA players up in there. Okay. I'm like, what you need this for? You got doctors up in there. What you need this for? Okay. We got public relations and adjudicators up in there. I'm thinking, John Wick, where? Okay. So I was like, okay. But whatever. So now we're going to get into people's stories, why you want. And the thing about it, they didn't even tell you everybody. They only did like 5 people, if that. 4 or 5 people. I was like, okay, whatever. So we're going to get into it. So there's a deaf girl up in here. She is number 393. She is partnered up with this white dude who also has hearing impairment. And I forgot what he does, but she's paired up with him, and then they're like, okay, well, why do you want to win the money? And I'm assuming this is your producers, this is your studio saying like, oh, let's start some drama, y'all. Just put in there, you know, just for some filler, okay? Because we could have gotten to the game and people taking too long, okay? So she's like, well, you know, I'm deaf, and I mean, representation matters, and yeah. And I'm just like, that's what you're here for? You're here just so you can show that a deaf person can win a game? These games don't require a hearing, girl. I'm like, I don't get it. None of them really require that. And, you know, we could have wrote something on the sign and then boom. You know, I was like, okay, so you're competing just so you could show that someone in the deaf community could win? Okay. Then that could be for anyone. So that's why you're here. You're not here to pay off, you know, $50,000 in debt and go and build, you know, some tiny home shelters for homeless people or do something. That's not why you're here. You're here just for representation. I was like, okay. So she is partner up with this guy named Tim. He's number 382. And he's the one that I said also is hearing impaired. He said, well, I don't have enough money for retirement, so that's what this is for. Okay, so he's talking about this is actually for me to live off of. Okay, but you don't need that much. I'm sure he's going to give away some money. But she just said, oh, yeah, you know, I just want representation. I'm like, that's it? Okay. You could have gone somewhere else and did that. You didn't have to come on the show for that. But whatever. So, y'all. Y'all. I started cracking up. I just thought about it because I'm looking at my computer because I wrote down all the stuff when I was watching it, okay? And I started thinking about it because there is this part. Oh, God. Whoo, child. Oh, my God. I got to take my blanket off. Okay. Because there is this part where Tim, he's talking to her. And she's like, well, you know, I'm deaf and this and that or whatever. And then out of nowhere, he's like, you're just trying to use this for sympathy. You tricked me. And I was like, wait, where's the left field? Where did this come from? And he just out of nowhere, he was just like, oh, you're just trying to use you being deaf for sympathy. You didn't teach me any sign language. And you can see I'm wearing a hearing aid too. So, oh, you're just trying to trick me. You just want sympathy. And I'm like, dude, where did this even come from? You picked her. You didn't have to be partnered up with her. I'm like, I'm confused. I was so confused because I was just like, I don't know where this even came from. It just came completely out of left field. And I was just like, I don't know. I was confused. Okay. But he ended up getting eliminated.
Say that.
Okay, because he ended up losing. Then, oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. So we got the white dude named Dylan. He's number 65. Then we have the black chick. She is number 399. Okay. I don't know what her name was. So he's like, okay, well, we could go and do a little throwing or whatever. I don't want to do that. Okay, well, we could go and like roll it over here and see who gets the furthest over there. I don't want to do that either. Okay, well, I guess we could like try to do this. I don't want to do that either. He's like, yo, we got to do something. And she was like, well, I mean, let's have something that doesn't really involve strategy, more like luck. He's like, I don't want to. He's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. And I'm not going to just let you win, you know, because you're refusing to agree. So y'all, it gets down to like 3 minutes. Mind you, I believe they had 20 minutes total to complete this challenge. And it gets down to like the 3 minute mark. And she's still like, well, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to win. And he's like, yo, we can't win if you don't continue. Are you missing something? We have to start the game or we cannot finish a game because we never started. Thus, we never played the game. Thus, they will eliminate us. So let's play a game. So she's like, you want to play a game? And she's like, well, and then the 3-minute mark, fine, let's play. I'm thinking, girl, you knew what this was. You knew what this was. You gonna tell me you didn't watch the Squid Game? You gonna really tell me you didn't watch the South Korean Squid Game? You gonna really tell me you didn't see that? You knew what this was. Girl, bye. I was like later for you. So they're playing, and it's like this little, because they got little pots everywhere. It's like this clay pot, and then they're throwing, and it gets to a point, and it's like, okay, how many of your marbles could get in there? Boom, whoever does that wins. He has one in there, she has one in there. Y'all. I was just like, oh my God, y'all, this is... So she has one in there, he has one in there, and they're looking at each other like, well, what are we gonna do? And then it was like, where it's a tie, what are we gonna do for a tiebreaker? One throw again. I don't want to do that. Well, because I got mine in there first, then I should win because I got mine in there. He was like, no, you can't win just because you put yours in there first. That's not how that works. It's like saying you're watching a basketball game and it's like whoever made the first 3 points is the winner of the whole game. That's not how that works. Quidditch ain't even like that. So they're arguing back and forth, and he's like, I'm not doing it. She's like, well, we have to, just let me win. And then she was doing all that. And then the time runs out, and then she's looking at him, and he's looking at her like, this biatch, I don't know. And then bow. And then they both end up getting eliminated. I'm like, when you could have just played fairly. She didn't want to do that. She's like, well, I just want to I was like, okay, girl, bye. All right. Now we're going to get into some other people. She was so annoying to me, y'all. This second half is getting on my dang nerves, okay? But we're going to get into the rest. So now we're getting into the mother and son duo. Mother 302 and the son is 301. The mother ended up losing, and then she started crying, and she was like, your daddy's going to be proud of you. And I was like, okay. Oh, after all the events happened, now we are down to 31 players. Okay, so that whole event, people did the thing. Those two are the only people who got eliminated double because they couldn't cooperate on Ish, and that's just what happened. So something that happened I thought was a little surprising was how all those people got eliminated, because it was half of the people got eliminated. All those people got eliminated, 30 people or whatever, and everyone, woo, yeah. And I'm thinking, wait, hold up. Weren't y'all the same people that were saying 2 challenges ago? Oh, I can't clap for that. Those are our friends. Those are our friends. But you over here clapping now? Okay. Y'all. Y'all, whatever, yo. So now, everyone's chilling, competition, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's in a room, everyone's kiki-kiing, whatever. So now we get into another dorm room challenge, and we have the guy TJ, the former NBA player, 182. They're like, okay, we need a captain. And he's like, well, I could be the captain. And he's like, is everyone now? This guy's like 6'6" or something. He's the tallest dude up in here pretty much. And he's over here. I love him. He was supportive. He was, everything. But he was one of those guys where just too supportive. You know what I mean? It's like a woman giving birth. And it's like, yeah, baby, you got this. You got this. Yeah, we're a team. You got this. Oh, yeah, I'm rooting for you. And then you see the white. Just shut up. Just shut up, please. Okay, thank you. But can you just shut up right now? That's how I kind of felt with him. Because it was like, yeah, we got this. Yeah, y'all trust me to lead you? Yeah, I can lead y'all. Yeah, I'm going to lead you. Yeah. I'm like, okay, dude. Okay. I was like, later for that. You're doing a little too much for me. So he does his little monologue. And then you have this guy, white dude. He's number 286. And the thing about it is now the numbers are dwindling. You're seeing people that you didn't see before. Okay. So this white dude, he's number 286. He was asleep. And then he was like, well, I didn't get to vote. Who said that I wanted him to be captain? I didn't get to vote for it. And I'm like, dude, later for you. You was sleep. You're literally sleeping on a job. Boy, bye. So then, so then, so then you had a whole bunch of people who are talking ish. Okay. In the game, the name of the game for this one, the red suits, they said choose your friends wisely. Okay. So they're like, oh well, what does that mean? What does that mean? So TJ, he huddles everyone together. He's like, yeah. Yo, yo, oh my god, y'all. Oh my god, this episode 6, 7, 8, 9. These 4 episodes, yo, they were getting me, yo. These episodes were really getting me because I was just like, oh my god, it was just too much. Oh my god, y'all. It was too much for me. It was just too much. He was doing too much. So then he's like, okay. So then he's like, okay, everyone, let's get together and let's pray. Oh my god, yo. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I'm getting hot now. So he's like, okay, everyone, let's group up together and let's all pray. And there's this chick. She's a brainiac or whatever, who's an extreme gamer and everything, black hair, but she got the yellow highlights or whatever. She was not feeling it. And this other dude, 286, he wasn't feeling it either. Everyone's just looking. They got the camera. Well, everyone's praying like this. And then she looking, and another girl looking at her like, what the heck is this? I couldn't. I just couldn't. So then, as we have an intermission or whatever before the next challenge begins, because after the captain was said, they're like, okay, you guys have an hour before the next challenge begins. So then this is where we just got into, we get to a point where you have these women. So it's not that many women up in there. Okay. Let me see where the number, it's 22 men up in here and there's 9 women. Okay. So then it's this whole, and here are direct quotes from it. Men doing men things. Us girls need to stick together. I was like, okay. Girl power. I was like, okay, y'all. I was like, is this where we're going with the story? Yeah, check. Okay, this is what we're doing. So this is what the next thing is. So before the challenge, they're looking, it's only 9 of us. We need to form an alliance. Girls, come. Girl power. Girl. I was like, oh my God, are we really doing this ish right now? So, they say men doing men things. The girl with the yellow highlights, and it's this Australian chick, and she's saying, oh, and then her little interview thing, she's like, well, people think like because I have my blonde hair and I'm like this, that I'm not serious when I served in the military. And okay, you're a white chick with freckles and blonde hair. What is that? I don't. Now, if you look like Kim Kardashian with BBLs and breast lifts and lipos and Botox, I'm probably like, yeah, cap. But you don't look like that. You look like a regular chick. And I'm like, I don't get how you're saying like, oh, well, people underestimate me because of my hair. I'm like, girl, bye. This is where you get the whole producer, just people just doing stuff. Okay. It was just too much. So then they all say we need to stick together. So then the girls essentially form an alliance, okay? And then you got the men over there. They're just mind their own business. And the girls like, okay, with the next one, we're going to put the girls first. And I'm like, all right. So they're over there saying, oh, the men are making the assumption that we're not worthy. And I'm thinking, no, they haven't. I'm sorry, man. Oh my god. This was blowing me. The only thing that was saving it was because it's a game show. Other than that, this ish was really, it was getting on my dang nerves. Now, if anyone has seen the podcast Double Toasted, they do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and some other kind of pop culture kind of news. They have a scale, okay, where you got a better than sex being your 1 out of 5. Got a better than sex, full price, matinee, rental, some old bullshit, and you got a fuck you, okay? This episode was leaning towards a fuck you, low some old bullshit for me. All right, because it was just doing too much. These parts, you know what? Fuck it. It's a fucking 2, probably a 1.8 out of 5. Because I was getting a little annoyed by this shit, yo. I was like, okay. It got me cursing now, okay? I was trying to be all straight edge. It was just doing too much for me. All right, so we have the whole thing. People trying to form alliances, whatever. Okay, and they're like, we gotta trust in the women. And I was like, okay. So then you have Mai, she over here, I'm getting into it. You got Mai over here, the Asian chick who said that, she was from Vietnam. She over here talking shit, saying, oh, well, I don't trust TJ, F him and this and that. And everyone over here saying all this. Meanwhile, TJ's the one who got her back. Okay? He's the one who's like, I got your back. You and I were here. And she's like, oh, well, girl, y'all, okay. So then you had number 286, which is a white dude that I mentioned, and my number 287, obviously the Asian chick that we were talking about. Her and other people, they're all like, I didn't want TJ as the captain. Well, bitch, why the fuck didn't you volunteer? Why didn't you volunteer then? Oh, I don't want him as a... Then volunteer. Why didn't you volunteer? Well, I didn't want to volunteer. Don't shut the fuck up. Didn't volunteer. You didn't volunteer. You don't sit up here, start complaining and saying, well, I want to be the captain. And he just put... Well, why didn't you guys say, I want to vote? Anyone who wants to be a captain, y'all get in here, and then we're all going to line up behind whoever wants to be the dang captain, and we could do some math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, boom, we're going to go and pick this person. Why didn't you do that then? Okay, everyone got a whole bunch of Everyone got a whole bunch of stay after. All right, so now we get into this dorm room challenge. I was just so annoyed with this episode, yo. I was really annoyed by it. So we have 20 players. So we got 31. And we have 20 players that can continue, which means 11 people are going to get eliminated. Okay. So the captain TJ, this is how it's going to be. Only 20 people can stay. 11 people are going to get eliminated if you don't get picked. So the captain automatically gets to be safe. So you have the captain. Okay. So he will go and pick out of anybody, any random person. I want you to be, safe. He ended up picking Mai. And then she would pick, I want you to be safe, whoever. And then the next person that she picked, now they get to pick, and so on and so forth until there's 20 people. All right. Like I said, there's 9 women up in here. So it gets to that point. He picked Mai, and she was like, oh, he really does like me. I was like, all right, y'all. Okay, can we just go? So then we have this whole thing where the women, they're like, okay, well, Mai got picked, so she's for us women, so she's gonna pick another woman. She did not pick another woman. She went and picked her homeboy, because that's her friend, so they're trying to be like, oh, well, just stick to only women, because we're going to work as a team, we're not going to backstab. You lying. That's the whole point of the game. Y'all going to end up backstabbing anyways. So what are you even talking about? So that ended up happening or whatever. And they end up picking people, whatever. And then you had a significant amount that, your 11 people who got eliminated. And now you have your 20. All the women got picked because once the woman got in there, boom. And the one lady did pick a male, but then she told him yo, go and pick a female, please. So he picks a female. There was and then it was this one black dude, this gay black dude or whatever, and he was told oh, go and pick a female, please. Then he was like, you know what? To keep up with what y'all got going on, because I'm safe. He's like, I'll go and pick a female. So that's what ended up happening. Whatever. Now we are on episode 7, y'all. Y'all, this was just, oh my God. Okay. This review is going to be way too long. So now we're on episode 7 and it's called Friend or Foe. Okay. So we have it starting out, continuing with who is picking who. Y'all, this show, they're dragging out this shit way too long, okay? So, I already mentioned what they got going on. Boom. So you have 11 people who got eliminated. You got 20 people who are safe. Now the pot is at $4.36 million. Okay? So then the Asian chick, she's over here telling TJ, the basketball player, she's like, oh, you got my back. You got my back, baby. And I'm thinking, girl, you are so phony. You just, come on. You over here talking ish about him earlier. Girl, bye. Now we go to the next game, and it's called the Glass Bridge. Now, if you guys seen the show, you have two tiles on each side going all the way down for a bridge. Okay. I think it was like 18, 17 slots. No. I think it's about 16 or 17 slots. So one glass, perfectly fine to step on. Boom. One glass, if you step on it, it'll break instantly. Now for the show, they have it where you step on the good glass. You step on the good glass, you're good to go. You step on a bad glass, you'll stay on it, hovered, and then it'll just fall down. Okay, so there's no shards. Okay, we're not having lawsuits yet. So that's what's going on. So they get moved to this room. They think, okay, we're gonna hop right onto the tiles. There is a claw machine. Okay, and in this claw machine there are teddy bears. Each teddy bear has a number assigned to it from 1 through 20. So whatever number they pick for you to be the first one to go, you go. If you see that it says number 1, you give it to the person that you least like, because that means they're going to be pretty much the first to lose. Okay, that's a guaranteed losing slot. Okay, you give it to 20, that means that person you really, really like. TJ ended up giving he ended up pulling 20 and gave it to Mai. And this deaf chick, she ended up picking 1 and gave it to TJ because she said, well, you're such a leader. I was like, okay. So that's what ended up happening. Now we're going to skip into the actual, we're all here. Okay, so everyone has a number assigned. Boom, boom, boom. So now we're all here. And now it's like, okay, let's go and do it. So TJ, he's like, okay. He's like, well, everyone, I got this. I'm going to lead us. And I'm like, can you just step on top, dude? I got to go. I was like, because I was like this. I got to play Hogwarts Legacy after this. We don't have time for all the speeches and all this mess. Hurry up. Okay. So he does that. But here's the thing. This one white dude, forgot his number. He was like, yo, you know what we're going to do? He was like, let's have it where it's like this. Numbers 17, 18, 19, 20. Or I think it was 18, 19, 20. You guys won't have to participate at all because your numbers are so low. But he said everybody else. So TJ, you do the first step. That's your first step. So then number 2, you get there and you make the second move to make it 50-50, to make it even. So instead of the first person having to take all the risk, you're still going to have risk, but your chances are going to be less low. It's going to be much lower. So you're always going to be 50-50. You're either going to pick the left tile or the right. Meanwhile, the person right behind you, they get on your little thing and they pick, okay, left tile or the right. That's my decision. Boom, I got it. I'm safe. The third person, they hop. Now it's their decision. So it's giving everyone an opportunity. You can't give 18, 19, 20 because there's not that many tiles. But that's how they were doing it, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, okay, I like that. Because you're giving everyone an opportunity to keep it moving. It was pretty interesting. So then we get into this black chick named Ashley, number 278. She's number 5 in 1 through 20. She's number 5. And this black chick, is her turn. So in front of her is number 4. And it is the dude who's number 301, who had his mom eliminated. Okay. And so he did his move. So Ashley, number 278, is supposed to get in front of him or get on his tile, and then she does her move to make it even and fair, right? So it's her time. It's her turn. And she's looking around. She's like, I'm not doing that. They're like, yo, we agree. I didn't agree to anything. I'm not getting up there. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. So he's looking at her like, yo, go. Yo, I already did my one move. You do your one move. So we can all try to progress as much as we can. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. And I was like, oh my God, girl. So she's like, I'm not doing the 50-50. So now that is the end of episode 7. Okay, now we get into episode 8. Like I told y'all, they are dragging these challenges out. Okay, we didn't need this many episodes. Okay, they're dragging this ish out. It's just filler at this point. So now we're on episode 8, which is called One Step Closer, obviously for the glass bridge. So the son, like I mentioned, the white boy who is number 301, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna show some calmness and I'm gonna go another step, even though she's supposed to be doing this one. He does it and he makes it. And then she's still looking at him like, I ain't doing that. So then he's like, all right, I'm gonna do another one. He does it and he falls. So now it's her turn. All right. And now she's looking and she's like, oh, ish, dang. And then she does it and she's safe. And then you would think, okay, well, you didn't want to participate, so you're going to keep going. She's like, well, it's someone else's turn, ain't it? Yeah, ain't you supposed to be coming? Come on. It's your turn. I'm thinking, ain't that about a bitch? I was like, So you over here talking all that mess. You didn't want to work as a team for that. Because, I'm not getting eliminated. But now other people are putting their neck on the line. And now, let's be a team, y'all. Girl, bye. I was like, whatever, lady. So everyone does a thing. Okay. So essentially what ended up happening was we have 8 people who, I believe it was 8 people that lost or whatever. And it was 12 people remaining now. Okay. So now there's 12 people. So I think that's what it is. So now they come back into the little common room area and most of the beds are removed because obviously we don't need them all anymore. So then you have the little interview with Ashley, number 278. She's like, well, I don't know, these people from a can of paint, I ain't doing that. And she's supposed to be a civil rights activist and all that. She got so much attitude, so hood. And I'm like, that is like not even necessary, girl. I mean, I was just like, you don't need to be doing all this, okay? But she was doing all of it, okay? She was giving all the neck and all the, I ain't doing it. I was like, okay, girl, let's get rid of you quickly. So she was over here like, all these people, I'm floaters, and all these other people, they want to work together and they don't want to. I'm like, girl, you eliminated your best friend up here. So what are you even talking about? Okay, let's just continue. So then we have another challenge, okay? And this challenge is essentially the red suits that come, they put a triangle on the floor and a die in the middle, okay, like a die. So essentially, if you pull a 6, you are eliminated. So here's the thing. They have the triangle, that's a rope, and then they have a die in the middle, okay? So they're like, okay, we need a leader. Ma's like, I'll be the leader. Leader means you go first, okay? So these are the rules of the game. So if you get to either nominate yourself to get eliminated or nominate someone else to get eliminated, okay? If you roll a 6, whoever you choose to eliminate, which would be either yourself or somebody else, that person gets eliminated. You roll 1 through 5, you and or that person are safe, okay? So Ma's like, well, shit, I seen Ashley not doing anything. She wasn't trying to work. She's like, I nominate Ashley. And Ashley looking at her like, oh, I know this little lady didn't do this. So then she rolls and does not get a 6. And then everyone else is like, oh, because everyone else, y'all, everybody else in this dang group, they're all saying, well, let's all nominate ourselves so it could be 50-50, right? And Ma said, I ain't nominated myself. She said, I'm here to win some money. So what if I roll a 6? Well, it's just fair that you would just get eliminated. Girl, bye. Boy, bye. She was like, no, I'll get rid of Ashley if I can. Okay. Y'all, it's like they don't realize this is like, even though these people are older, this is like that Gen Z kind of mentality, okay? Where people are just, they're just insufferable on here, yo. Oh, let's just make it equal. Let's make it really equal and let's eliminate ourselves, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Bitch, I'm here to win some money, okay? $4.65 million to be exact. I ain't eliminating myself. Girl, bye. So everyone does what they do, and then you have the one chick, the brainiac with the yellow streaks in her head. She was like, well, I always play this one game and I'm good at rolling 6. She said, I'm gonna roll a 6. I nominate myself. Oh, I just rolled a 6. Oh, I'm out. Girl, why would you do that? To get rid of Ashley if you know that you could get a 6. So everyone's backstabbing each other, whatever. So now we're gonna move into episode 9, y'all. Y'all, this show was starting to get on my damn nerves over here. So now we're in episode 9, and this one is called Circle of Trust, okay? So first in this episode, everybody and their mama is just, I mean, everyone and their mama is over here crying. I mean, I get it, you know, some of these people, but everyone's crying. Then so some of May's friend, one of her friends eliminated himself because these idiots are nominating themselves to go. And then she starts crying, and Ashley's like, oh, she fake over there, she crying. I was like, what are we doing, y'all? So whatever, yo. Everyone does this little fucked up Russian roulette. Whatever. We're gonna skip over to the next challenge because these people get on my damn nerves, yo. Well, they're really getting on my nerves. So then we go to the next challenge. These people walk into a room and there's seats all around. So 6 people must be eliminated. So this is like that game, what is it, Heads Up, 7 Up? Where you're in a classroom, you lay down like this, you put your thumb up, and then, you know, obviously you're blindfolded, you know. Put your thumb up, and then someone just walks around, put your thumb down, your thumb is now down, and then everyone get up. And then it's one of those things where it's like, okay, see who did it, okay? Like, who put my thing down? And if you guess correctly, then that person sat out for the next round or whatever, and you got to do what you do. I always, when I was younger, I was bad because I'm cold all the time. Like right now, my feet and my fingers are cold. I'm always cold all the time. So for me, people always knew because they were like, Alex's hands are cold. It's her. And I was like, oh. I hated this game. So this is what ended up happening, okay? So what happens is they're all in this little circle and you get a box that's in the middle, and then you got to put the box on someone else's desk. So that's equivalent to you putting the person's thumb down. You got the red suit circling around with their footsteps, and you have to be really quiet too. And their footsteps are there also to kind of mute out yours, kind of cancel yours out a little bit so that people don't know, like, okay, wait, I heard someone over here on the left side. It must be, you know, you won't be able to tell because everyone's walking around. So you have people who are picking whoever they're picking. Maya, of course, was number 1. Now, here's the thing. The rules are, if you put on a desk and if they do not guess correctly, okay, if they don't guess correctly that it was you, then you get eliminated yourself, okay, the person who has the box on their desk. But if they guess it was you, you are eliminated. So logically, it makes no sense for May to put it on Ashley's desk. It's a whole bunch of stuff. May, you found out that she is an adjudicator, and she was like, oh, someone put it on my desk. And she's looking around. She sits down for a while. She's looking around like, okay. You know, I'm seeing your vein pop a little bit. Oh, you got a little bit of sweat dripping right there. Oh, wait, is your heart rate beating a little bit more? What is that? Imagine it's like a fucking lie detector from The Boys. What was his name? Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Oh, what was his fucking name? Whatever. So from The Boys Gen V, it reminds me of that guy who's the lie detector. You see it, got a little bit of sweat right here. Your lip is so slightly trembling. It's like, whatever, dude. That stuff was hilarious. So essentially now we're down to 3 people. Now these are only 3 that matter. What's May? There's one dude who's like, he's gay, he's got disowned by his family, and this other dude, Phil, who has the hair or whatever. Okay, long hair. I believe their numbers are 16, 2, 8, 7, and 4, 5, 1. So overall, and then obviously we got episode 10, but that hasn't been released yet. So overall, this is about a 2 out of 5, maybe 1.8, because it started to get on my damn nerves as time went on, because you just got additional drama that it's all for TV now. You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. That's what it was before. I was really loving it before, though. Red light, green light, and all that. But overall, when you really sit down and reflect on the show, it's just showing that a lot of this stuff is just up to chance. I know you may say, oh, well, that's how it is. Well, before in the original, they were people down in the luck. They did a game, games, challenges to possibly win some money so they could get out of being down on their luck. And a lot of these were games where you kind of were in control of your own destiny. Some are fair, some are not. Red light, green light. Okay, if you are a slow walker, you ain't gonna be making it far. Okay, so that could be considered an advantage or disadvantage. Okay, but that's the easiest one, really. Okay, just keep it moving. You got the honeycomb. That is you being determined. Now, is it as fair? You have the circle versus the umbrella. You know what I mean? Is it as fair? No, of course not. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? But you can make the most of your situation in regards to these challenges. Okay. You got the bridge challenge. You got the marbles challenge. Obviously it's gonna be no cheating in the marbles, but whoever the best player is, wins with the bridge. Now that one, you could do some manipulation with moving. If you got lucky enough to be in the back, boom, that's what it was. In the show, the thing about it is you had a guy who was a glass welder, a glass maker or whatever. And with him, he was able to hear the difference. This was like hard plastic, whatever that they used. Maybe it was some kind of form of glass, but you can't hear the difference with these. Okay. So with that, it leaves it more to luck. You know what I mean? As opposed to skill, So that's where I was like, and then of course with the Squid Game, it leaves it more to skill, not necessarily luck. But here, a lot of this shit is luck. And are you the school's, most popular person? That's really what this boils down to. Because at the end of the day, y'all, my mouth getting dry. I need my drink. My freshly made juice that I made yesterday. Okay. But here, it's more just luck. So yes, you had the red light, green light. You had the honeycomb and all that. But then we get to these dorm room challenges, and at first I was like, oh, it's cute. But now y'all are now eliminating 1 or 2 people. Y'all knocking out 10, 5 people over here, 3 people over here. One dude got eliminated just because he looked funny. And I was like, okay, I don't know. It was some Indian dude. I was like, what did he get eliminated for? Oh, well, because, he just got eliminated. What? How was that fair? You're not allowing people to actually take control of their situation and control their destiny. It was just more of like well, I mean, if y'all make friends up in here, it's cute. And it's like, I didn't like that. I really didn't like that, because I was just like, after a while, it's like, y'all just eliminating people just because. Look at the Battleship, for example. And don't get me wrong, I like that game. I actually used to play it. But I like that game. I like the idea of it and everything like that. But not for this. Because the whole basis of Squid Game was you get to be in control of your destiny. You get to have a redo of possibly making some money, possibly winning some money. You get a redo. But then you got this, and it's like, well, if you guys have the wrong leader in there, and you had this other chick, she wasn't even trying to listen to anybody. And it was like, well, if y'all got the wrong leader in there, then y'all out. What? And then it was like, even if you won, if your ship got sunk, you're out. I'm on the winning team. How am I out? Oh, well, because, you know, your ship got sunk. What? You know, so I don't know. I mean, you know, reality TV, it is what it is. But I don't know. Some of that stuff, I was just like, how was that fair? You know what I mean? You got people coming over here doing all this stuff, and y'all not even playing fairly. You know what I mean? But that's how I feel about this whole thing. Let me know what y'all think about it. I didn't think this second half I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as it was in the beginning. I was really, 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 really enjoying and loving it at first, but then I was just like, okay, we're cutting too much to everybody and their mama crying. And okay, you could cry, but even with the glass bridge episode, we got to a point where people like, I just, and the dude's like, the time is running out, let's go. And they're like, oh, well, I just, I'm like, come on, y'all, let's go. I mean, goddamn, you had the original show. People weren't crying like that. Not like that. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, what are we even doing? Can we just go? Let's go. Let's do this. You know, everyone's stopping. Everyone got to tell a little sob stories. Everyone and their mama got an interview thing. You know, I'm like, y'all, we don't need all of this. We don't need you constantly coming back to you interviewing. You just made some fake beef because now you pin people up against each other. Then you got these idiots who don't realize that this is a competition, a challenge show. And y'all like, well, but this is my friend. And, well, let's just eliminate ourselves, y'all. And right, if you roll a 6. But fuck no. I'm picking any, mini, miny you, okay? 6, okay, you're gone. I'm not gonna eliminate myself. That's why I'm here, because I need the money. Y'all, okay, I gotta go, okay? Let me know what y'all think about this video down below.